What is up, everybody? We are back. This is the second time this weekend that I get the pleasure of playing in a Magic the Gathering online challenge. This does not happen often. My fiance is out of town, so I get to game, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking advantage. I woke up really early this morning. I'm in the West Coast, so it was like 3:45 a.m. But I figured, you know what, I'm going to win this thing, so I might as well wake up and make this happen. That's good EV, right? So we're doing some things with our list today, a little bit different, trying some things based on what I saw Zerk's list looking like yesterday. And I like the thought process associated with what he's doing, so that's why I put this list together in this fashion. So let me take you through a couple of things that are different. Mana base is fairly typical. We're running a Yawgmoth. I ran that yesterday as well. I liked it yesterday. I like it again today. The main deck configuration, you'll notice that I am on 3 birds today and 4 Wall of Roots. Bolting the bird is all too common in Modern right now, and I feel like half the time you play it out, it just gets bolted. More than half the time, it's dead on turn 1. So I think Wall of Roots, having a mana source that sticks around a little bit more, the 4th Wall of Roots, is a very reasonable swap in the current metagame. We're metagaming hard this week. Hapatra instead of the Giralf's Messenger, 3 Evo as always, 2 Endurance as always. Everything else looks pretty much the same. It's just those swaps that I had mentioned. Sideboard, I made some small changes since yesterday. I was running Ratchet Bomb yesterday, and I think Crime Punishment is actually just better. And I think now is a good time to bring it back into the sideboard. So I'm on 1 Crime Punishment today, 3 Force of Vigor, 1 Haywire Might. So that's like our Artifact, Enchantment, Destruction package. I'm also running a Go for the Throat. I lost yesterday to Prowess in the last round, and this is a card I feel like would have been helpful to have in combination with Crime Punishment. So Prowess is definitely on my radar, and just having like easy removal to nab a problematic creature in the early game I think is really important in this metagame. So that's why I have those included. Go for the Throat also is really good against Murktide, so there's that. We have our Graveyard package, 2 Endurance, 1 Scavenging Ooze, Veil of Summers as always for Scam, 1 Necromentia, 2 Thought Seizes. Necro is like medium right now, so I think it's fine to just run 1. It's best against Cascade decks, the Mirror Match, and Tron. And I feel like, with the exception of Cascade, maybe Rhinos, like the other decks that I mentioned are not particularly highly represented. So that is why I'm shaving on a Necromentia. And then again today we are running Sheoldred as a consideration because of how aggressive the format is. Yesterday I had it in the main deck. Today I'm moving it to the sideboard. So the main deck's a little more streamlined. The sideboard, we do have that option if anybody tries to burn us. So this is the list for today. This is version 9.1, which is a small change from version 9.0. And this is what we're taking to win this thing and take it all down. Let's check it out. Let's see how it goes. All right, what is up, everybody? This is round 1 of the Modern Challenge. We are 0-0. We are on the play with Yawgmoth version 9.1. Let's get it. All right. Opening 7 here. We are a little bit mana light, and I think we're going to mulligan for that reason. Our opponent has revealed a Gigantha here. Down 6 cards. 6-card hand. Not like this. We can't keep this. The dreaded double Twilight Mirror draw. We'll go down to 5. Our opponent's mulligan to 6, which makes me feel a little bit better. And this we can keep. So we're going to ship back Blood Artist of Wall of Roots. They kept their 6-card hand. Blood Artist, Wall of Roots. Done. Let's do it. Alright, turn 1. Besage you. We're going to play our Young Wolf out and pass the turn. Pretty straightforward. Opponent leads on Wooded Foothills and pass. Turn 2. Drew into an overgrown tomb. I think we're going to lead with an attack here. And then I'm going to play out my Wall of Roots, I think. And then also I'm going to fetch basic Swamp here. So we have... Our mana is pretty good right now, so that's nice. We'll have double black and double green, which is kind of where we want to be. Let's see what they're doing. I'm imagining when I play out this Hapatra, it's probably going to get bolted. Which is why I went Wall of Roots first and not Hapatra first. Okay, and they get a Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground Gigantha. They could be like a food deck. It's not clear as to what they are right now. Stomping Ground Plains. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so we need to, against this deck, we really need to like pedal to the metal. This is Enchantress we're playing against. So we have a guy, we just need to find a Yawg at this point. As long as we get Yawg, we have the win locked up here. So hopefully next turn we can draw into one of our 11 copies of Yawgmoth and just get the win. Okay, 2 life, and our Hapatra. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. We're going to yield through turn. We're hellbent. We got nothing else going on. If they play something like a Solitary Confinement, we'll be in trouble. Alright, they're getting their engine online. So we got like 1 to 2 turns to make this happen here. Grist is not really what we're looking for. Swing with the team. Alright, they'll block the Yawgmoth. So we're going to buff our guys and make an extra token here. Just to speed up the clock a little bit. And then play out my Grist, plus my Grist, and pass the turn. There's an Evo to the graveyard. We would have really liked that. That would have been nice. The fact that they have the Sterling Grove kind of puts a damper on things because of the shroud that it gives their enchantment. So we can't kill this stupid little guy over here, Sithist. I don't know that I've ever actually... Alright, this is where things can get a little crazy. So I don't know that I've ever lost to this deck, but it's definitely... It has potential. If you don't get off the ground quickly, it can be bad. Alright, we need a Yawgmoth. Yawg one time. Not a Yawgmoth. Alright, we attack with the team. So that is 7, 8, 9 damage. Let's see if they want to block. Alright, they go down to 4. And then we're going to put a -1 counter on our Wall of Roots, I think. We're going to plus our Grist. And I'm going to play out the Blooming Marsh and pass the turn. Alright, we'll see what they do with this Sterling Grove here. I think they're debating whether or not they're going to crack it. And they are. And they're going to get themselves a Solitary Confinement, I'd have to imagine. There it is. And this is where the lock occurs. So if they have something like an Enchantress's Presence and the Solitary Confinement, it's where things start getting a little squirrely. That in combination with another Sterling Grove. So up to 6 cards, a lot of mana, back up to 6 cards. Yeah, we might be losing this game. Fortunately, we have Crime Punishment in our sideboard today, which I did not have yesterday. Or I haven't had in a while actually, but it's like one of the best cards we can possibly have against this deck, which is really nice. They play out another Sanctum Weaver, they play a Mana Bloom. Oh wow. Yeah, it's like an engine card here. So they're going to get to draw like 4 cards off of this. This is what we call going off on thin ice. Sure. They're going to steal our Hapatra. It's fine. It's 7 cards in hand. 2 mana. And then they have the Mana Bloom as well. Surprised they haven't hidden Enchantress's Presence. Bitter Reunion. I was not expecting that. So we do have an out to all of this. We do have another Beseiju in the deck. Creatures. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So now they have their Sanctum Weaver up, their second one, which is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. This is all nice and good, but once again, we still have a Besage, so we can get rid of this solitary confinement. That's what matters. They have 8 cards in hand, so they're going to have to move to discard. So, and this is an instance. Alright, so we got a shot here. This is an instance where having Zulaport Cutthroat in your deck, card I was making fun of like a week ago, is actually better than Blood Artist. Alright, so we got our Yawg. Now we just got to get this confinement off the table. Dump a counter off of our Geist here. We're going to start drawing cards. We do have a land drop this turn. We're at 44 cards in deck. So if we can find Innkeeper, I think we get Innkeeper first, and then that will lock up the win for us. So we need Cord into Innkeeper here. And there he is, our boy. Right on cue. Right on cue. The man, the myth, the legend. Alright, so we gotta find our other Besage now. Always yield to the Innkeeper. Oh hey Brandon, why do you play Prosperous Innkeeper? That card sucks. Blood Artist does everything Innkeeper does. No, it doesn't. So this is going to take us a little while to get through this. We're just going to keep churning through here. Alright, I'm going to Cord now. So X equals 2. Done. We're going to get our Blood Artist. So we'll stay at the same life with our Blood Artist here. And at some point, I'm going to need to switch the target. So this is actually a game I didn't think I was going to win. There's another Cord, which is nice. My biggest concern at this point is just time. Just going to find our Besage. Where are you? Besage number 2. Oh, cancel. We have 26 cards left in our deck. Got all the Court of Callings we could ever want. So this is taking quite a while, but gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, yield, no Besage still. I don't know if they have an instant speed piece of interaction either. There's Yawgmoth. I thought that was our Besage for a second. Endurance. Taking 10 minutes off the clock doing this here. Where are you, Besage? There's our second Endurance. I thought that was Besage. It is not. Okay. Hopefully we don't have to do this in a future game, because we might run out of time if we do. So cycling through Yawgmoth and Strangleroot Geist. There it is. Later solitary confinement. With plenty of cards left in our deck here. Alright. And now our opponent is dead. And they scooped. Alright, we're up a game. And now this gets much, much better post-sideboard. Much better. I think I'm actually going to bring in Shieldred, because it does get around solitary confinement and it kind of stops what they're doing. So I think we're going to go with these 6 cards. And then I'm going to get rid of an Endurance, some number of Grist. I'm actually going to pull up my sideboard guide for this one. It's been a while since I've played against it. Most of the matchups I just kind of know, but this one, 1 Wall, 1 Wolf, 1 Endurance, 2 Grist. I think we can actually shade 2 walls. Yes, I think that's pretty good. And we'll submit that. Yeah, Shieldred seems decent. Kind of crushes their engine a little bit. How y'all like Innkeeper now? I wouldn't have won that game if I didn't have Innkeeper in the deck. At the cost, the low cost. Alright, this hand is lacking business, but it does have a Force of Vigor and a Besage, and we're on the draw, and it curves nicely, so I think we're going to keep it. It's a little lackluster, but I think it's okay. They keep a 6-card hand, and they put a Utopia Sprawl out turn 1, naming green. They do have a... Oh, that's actually really good. They do play Blood Moon, so that's a card we do need to have on our radar as well. This hand can deal with a Blood Moon pretty well, but it is of note. Let's see what they do here. If they have like an Enchantress's Presence, they do. We're probably going to get rid of that. We're going to cut them off their engine here. I'm going to force a Vigor. And we'll discard a Yawgmoth. We have 3 cards in hand. And we also have our Besage as well, so whatever their next thing is, we can Besage it. Alright, we're going to get some beats in with the Hierarch here. And then depending on what they do on their next turn, we might crack a Peatland and see what we draw into. They have 4 cards in hand, and it looks like they do not have any more mana. We're going to get rid of that Sanctum Weaver, I think. Start by cracking our Peatland here. Alright, that is a very good card against them. I'm going to swing for 2. Put them down to 14. I'm tempted to just kill this Sanctum Weaver, but I'm going to give them 1 turn with it, depending on what they do here. They have 4 cards in hand. 1 white, 2 white. Like, I want to see if I can at least get a 2-for-1 off of this Crime Punishment. Greater Auramancy. Yeah, it's a 2-drop, so we'll let that happen. They have 3 cards. This thing has Shroud. So we have a Yawgmoth now. And with this, we will also be able to get rid of this Sanctum Weaver. Alright, so here's Yawg. Good. Alright, so upkeep, we're going to dump this. So we'll give them a mana. And then depending on what they do here, I may or may not pop this Weaver. If they have like a Chain to the Rocks or whatever that's called, I may kill this in response. I'm going to sacrifice the Wall of Roots for sure. Because it's going to get hit by the Crime Punishment anyway. 1, 2, Sterling Grove. Alright, this thing's dying. This does add 2 mana. No, yeah, I think we're going to kill this thing. We'll likely add a mana in response. Veil of Summer. Okay. We don't draw a card. That's kind of unfortunate. Now, if they play another 2-drop, we're happy with that. Let's see if they do. That was the worst one. The worst 2-drop. We did not want to see that one. Alright. There our Yawg goes. We are going to be able to wipe their board, though, pretty much. Alright. That's funny. Yeah, I think we just wiped their board to start. Crime for 2. Oh. Punishment for 2. This is probably like the best card against their deck. Then we'll swing for 2. They have 1 card in hand. Feels like we're ahead here. 1 card to 1 card. They have 3 mana. And we have a Yawgmoth in hand. Not very scary. Alright. Verdant Catacombs is nice because it gets us a Dryad Arbor. Sacrifice. Start drawing cards. Innkeeper. Do I want the Innkeeper here and now? Yeah, I think we'll play out the Innkeeper right now. So hopefully they don't have another On Thin Ice. That's like the best card they can have. We'll see what they do. 1, 2, Rest in Peace. Sure. You have a Rest in Peace. They do have another On Thin Ice. That's annoying. Alright, we're going to draw a card. We'll get rid of our Innkeeper. Force Vigor. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll yield the return here. Verdant. And we will just pass the turn. And if they... I'm holding this Force of Vigor for just a second here. Okay. Life total is getting a little low here. We're going to pop one of these On Thin Ice and the Rest in Peace here. Get our Dryad Arbor. Got a little bit of a clock going here. And we'll get a draw, an extra draw with our Peatland on our turn. We'll sacrifice the Peatland. They're fetching in response. There's nothing they can have right now. They're hell-bent. So I think they're just going for that F6 value. Alright, we'll play out our Hierarch, play out our land, and then we're going to swing for 3. And we have a proliferate lineup, so if they do cast some sort of a creature, we'll be able to deal with it. Whatever they cast at this point. They're at 8 life. 1 mana abundant growth. They draw a card off that, so that's pretty good. 1, 2, the Destiny Spinner. Okay, we can kill that. Not too big a deal. Alright, we're gonna... So I can do that now. No, I think we're fine on mana. I don't think I need to do that now. Do it during our turn. Okay, and we're getting rewarded for that patience here. This is going to be pretty close to lethal, I think. Okay, and they just scoop. We got there. Next card was a Geist, too. Our opponent says, GG's, my friend. GG's. Well played, and it's always a fun match, so... My opponent, oh, okay. It's GG's. You had a great draw. Not really. Okay, 1-0. 1-0. Alright everybody, we are back. We are playing against Drakanar. We are on the play, round 2, Modern Challenge, and we are 1-0. Opening hand is acceptable. We are going to keep this. Okay, Drakanar has arrived. We are, they're keeping a 7-card hand. Let's go. With this hand, I'm actually going to lead on my Catacombs so I can fetch a... fetch an Overgrown Tomb tapped. My opponent said, sorry, wife aggro. Alright, so we're playing against Merfolk here, which we played against yesterday twice. Deck seems to be very popular right now. I'm gonna actually lead on my Innkeeper here to ramp myself a little bit. Work my way up towards a Yawg a little bit quicker here. The life gain is not nothing as well. It's definitely very important in this matchup. They play out a Cavern, naming Merfolk, obviously, and then a Merfolk with a Pearl Trident, sure. All right, on their turn, we drew our 3rd Chord of Calling, not what we want to see. We'll play out our Geist, and from here, I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to use, potentially use our Treasure Token to Chord. We'll see. And get ourselves a Dryad Arbor. I may or may not do that. I'm not sure yet. It depends how their turn develops. It feels like we're behind this game, though. Just not hitting our land drop. I think that's pretty bad. They're leading with an attack. Yeah. Do I or don't I? I think we'll just let this happen. See if they violin something here, which they will. Alright, 2nd Merfolk with the Pearl Trident, sure. They have 4 cards in hand. So if they tap down 2, alright, 3. So this is going to be their Lord. Their 3-drop Lord. Alright, so this guy is very... We do need to get rid of this guy. Alright, we're going to Chord here. And get ourselves a Dryad Arbor. From here, if we draw into a land... Another Chord, oh my god. Oh, okay. So I can go Evo, get a Yawg. I think we start there. Like, we're pretty close to just winning here. If we find a land drop in our next 2 draws, we'll just have the win. So we'll dump the Dryad Arbor here. Alright, we got a land. So that will give us the win here. Alright, so we can draw our whole deck at this point. Alright, we did this last round, and now we're going to be doing this again. We're looking for double endurance here, and we're looking to work our way into a... There's one. So we can endurance, get our Dryad Arbor. I'm going to look for the 2nd endurance here and get another Yawgmoth, as long as I don't draw them all first. We've got 3 Yawgmoths in hand. There's another Yawg. So we just need to make sure we don't die. Alright, that's not terrible. Beseiju. There's a Geist. They have 3 cards in hand. I wonder if they have interaction here. Alright, 2nd endurance. Let's go. Once again, we have our Prosperous Innkeeper doing its thing. Alright, we just drew our 4th Yawgmoth, which kind of sucks. I was hoping not to have that happen. But we'll get ourselves a different 1-drop. Once again, assuming that there's one left in the deck. If not, we're going to have to get Dryad Arbor. Actually, getting ourselves a 1-drop now, it doesn't... No, we should still be able to kill on their turn. As long as we have one left in the deck. There's a Hepatra. We can also get that during their turn as well. Alright, Endurance number 2, where are you? There's Grist. Done 11 cards in our deck. Unclear to me if I have any 1-drops left. I don't think I do. 8 cards left. Endurance number 2, where are you? Alright, so from here, just because the way this is going, I'm going to keep drawing. Still no second endurance. Alright, there it is. Alright, so let's check. We need to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 bird, 2 bird. 1, there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, there's an endurance. So I need to make sure I stack these triggers correctly. So this one, we're going to put the evoke first. And then the next one, we're going to put the shuffle first. Okay, so we'll shuffle back, chord for 1, get our Dryad, our Hierarch here. Let the evoke go. Oh, that was a mistake. I was supposed to sacrifice and target their creatures with those. Okay, those will go back. And then we're going to redraw them. It's a pretty good turn. Alright, they conceded. They see what we're doing here. Move to game 2. We're up a game. I didn't think we were winning that one, so that was nice. We have Crime Punishment today. We're going to be bringing that in. That's a really nice card against them. I'm going to have Sheoldred in. Go for the throw. We have some little targeted removal as well. Alright, from here, I think a Force of Vigor as well. So we'll bring in these 5. We're going to shave an Endurance, shave a Grist, maybe 2 Grist. Let me look at Merfolk. Shave a Wall or 2. Force of Vigor, go for the throat. Sheoldred, Haywire Might. And I think we can shave a chord in this matchup. So we'll submit. Alright, opening 7. We're going to mulligan this. We don't have any green. Just our mana isn't good. We don't have anything to do on the early turns. And this one's a little sketchy, but I think we're going to keep in bottom of Grist. We need our Hierarch to survive though, so we need to hope they don't have a Dismember here. Alright, turn 1 Relic. We are okay with that. Prefer that than a turn 1 Vial. Here, I think I'm actually just going to get a basic here. Relic, sure. So, first 2 rounds of this challenge have showcased my good friend Prosperous Innkeeper up this point. So we're going to see if Innkeeper can keep a good thing going. Okay, they have 4 cards in hand, a Lord in play. This turn, I think we're going to build out our board state a little more. Get our Innkeeper in play, and then I'm going to play out my Yawgmoth, and then next turn we'll have the Yawgmoth potentially, depending on what they do. Their hand is a little slow because they don't have a Vial, so it gives us a chance to execute our game plan a little bit more. And depending on what they do, I can always Crime Punishment for 2 on their turn too. Alright, they have a Mutavault, some utility here. You swing for 2, sure. Alright, we drew our second Grist. I don't really love that. They're representing some form of a flash creature. So what they can do is they can activate Mutavault, block, and then flash in the Hexcatcher. So for that reason, I don't think I'm gonna play, or I don't think I'm gonna go into combat here. So I'm just gonna Evo away the Innkeeper here. And then if they want to like sacrifice their board to deal with it, to deal with this Evo, I'm fine with that. I think they're thinking about it. So here's the Hexcatcher, which we were expecting. I was expecting this as well. We will pay for that. And they're debating what do they want to sacrifice from here. Hexcatcher or the Lord? Hexcatcher goes. Or the Lord goes, okay. So it gets countered, which we are fine with. And then, yeah, we'll just yield through the turn. I'm happy with that exchange. We cut them off their development. We took them off of 2 creatures for our Evo. So I think that is a fine trade for us. And it puts a card in our graveyard. So if they cast a 3-drop here, cast a 2-drop, sure. Let this happen here. We'll take a hit for 2, assuming they're attacking. Yep, we're down 16. We're going to play out our Grist on this turn. Grist is nice because it's going to put some cards in our graveyard as well. So we'll have some blockers and we'll have some resources to work with here. All right, Shieldred goes to the graveyard. Not too big of a deal. We'll leave Shieldred there for later. They have 2 cards in hand. We do need to find ourselves some land, which is going to be important here. Same way our opponent's resources are strained, ours are as well, so 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Okay. So I think our Grist is going to go down here. We're going to let them attack into the Grist. We're fine with this. Grist, Grist, sure. Grist dies. Eat something with the Relic. We'll let them eat a Grist. And if we draw land here, I'm going to get rid of the Hexcatcher. We did not. Still going to get rid of the Hexcatcher here. I'm going to let them spend their turns trying to get rid of Grist. And then hopefully we draw into another land and we can just Crime Punishment for 2 and wipe their board from there. So we'll see what they have. See what they have going on here. My hope is they don't have another Hexcatcher. That will be a card that will potentially beat us this game. If they don't have that, I feel like as long as we draw into another land, we'll be good. Right, attacking Grist with both their creatures. We're not blocking. Grist has served its purpose. They play a land, so they have 2 cards in hand here. 1-drop Aether Vial, and they have 1 card in hand. They don't do anything. Land drop. Okay, it's kind of like a land drop. Gives us a good blocker, which I like. So I'm just going to play out the Wall of Roots. I'm not going to play out the Blood Artist right now because I'm planning on board wiping. Alright, I'm going to attack with the Yawgmoth here. See if they have a flash threat or not. Okay, no flash threat. 1 mana, popping the... Oh, that's unfortunate. That stinks. Alright, so we're going to take a big hit here. We need a land off the top. I think they forgot to Relic a couple turns here. They have 1 card in hand. Popping the Relic. Okay, so we have our blocker. That means they drew another Relic, I'm guessing. They play out a land, play out another 2-drop? 3-drop. 3-drop's not good. Oh, that is very bad. Alright, we need to wipe the board here. Alright, we got our board wipe. That's super important. But this thing, they're going to be drawing some cards and churning some value. Alright, X equals 2. So we need to dodge them drawing into two Merfolk this turn. The out here is Evo. So I can Evo into a Grist. Or if I draw land, I can Evo into a Yawg. But they will get to draw some cards in the meantime. And I think we're just going to take this hit. Just to preserve our board state here. Life total's getting a little sketchy. They got 2 cards in hand. Let's see what they're working with. 1 mana, dock hand. Okay, that is okay. We're okay with that one. Land drop? Got a land. Okay. So from here, I think we get ourselves a Yawgmoth. And my hope is that they don't have another Hexcatcher here. Or a Dismember. Alright, get our Yawg. Pass the turn. Alright, we're good there. So we need 1 more turn. Let us get to our turn. They're going to have 3 cards in hand, so they're refueling pretty quickly here. 2 mana. Spreading Seas. Sure. It's a redraw for them. Need to dodge a Lord here. 1 mana. Is this a dismember? It is a dismember. Alright, so that sucks. We're going to start drawing some cards. There's one that is not a good draw. Court of Calling is decent. We're going to make this thing a 1/2. We'll see if they choose to attack with this thing. If they have a Lord, they'll attack into me. If they don't, they won't. They have 1 card in hand. And they attack with both. Ugh. So I'm kind of priced into blocking here. This thing does this have an Island Walk? It does, okay. Yeah, so we have to block the Lord here. And if they have a 2-drop, oh, they don't. Wow. Oh, we got very lucky. We got very lucky. 2 mana, 3 mana. Oh, they have another one. Okay. So our best draw here is a 1-drop. They have 0 cards in hand. All right, let's see if we can find a 1-drop. That counts as well. That does it. All right, so what we can do here is we can chord for a Yawg, or we can just chord for a Grist and kill the Sylvian. But let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 up. So if I get a Grist right now, unfortunately the Grist will die though. Wonder if there's anything else I can get. Shieldred's dead. Shieldred would be kind of nice. 5, 6. I think I let that happen. I just don't think I can let them accumulate value with their Sylvan. I don't think we can allow that to stay on the battlefield. All right, so we get ourselves a Grist and minus. I think we get rid of our Yawgmoth here. I think the mana is probably more important. Okay, and we'll pass the turn. So they're likely going to attack into Grist. I guess if they have a Lord, they'll attack into me, I would imagine, because this thing can't be blocked. All right, Vial, going up to 3. Let's see. It's an interesting game. I only have 8.5 minutes left on the clock, so I need to keep my eye on that. They have 1 mana tapped. Dismember, they're getting rid of my wall. Sure, that's fine. They're down to 5 life. We could potentially race them, like if we draw into a Geist, we are in a situation where we can just outrun them. All right, Grist is down. I think that's all of my Grists. All right, something good. All right, we're gonna start on a redraw. That's not what we want. All right, Yawgmoth. Go Yawgmoth. The race is on. Keeping their Vial at 2. 5 life for them, 4 life for us. All right, we're down to 3. Can't block it. This thing has Island Walk. And we have an island. They pass the turn. All right, let's go Geist. Bird, not great. They do have a creature off their Vial, and I think this is probably going to be lethal if this is a Lord. All right, yeah, that's going to be, I think that's going to be game. I'm just going to scoop it up. I know we have a blocker for the Trickster, but it's not worth it. All right, we'll keep the 60, run it back, game 3. We will be on the play. And this is an acceptable 7-card hand, we'll keep this. So I like this hand, I think this is pretty good. If they have a hand that's really dependent on Vial, we'll be in pretty good shape. And I'm going to be playing quickly this game, just so you know. Okay, turn 1, fetch. They kept a 7-card hand. Basic, get our Hierarch into play and pass the turn. Best case scenario from here, we draw into a 2-drop. 1 mana, let's see if they have a Vial. They do not, which is nice. They don't, okay. I think they're thinking about dismembering. Okay, they don't. No dismember. All right, we drew a 2-drop, and that was probably the best one to draw because it ramps us as well and gains us life. Love me some Innkeeper. I guess a Wall of Roots probably would have been equally good. I'll play out our Yawgmoth here. So they do have a Dismember, so we're going to keep that in mind as we're working through our turns here. Depending on what they play out here, we have a potential kill next turn. So imagine they're naming Merfolk here. Did they not? They didn't name anything? What the heck just happened? They... Oh, okay. I thought they played their cavern and didn't name a creature type. Which would be odd. I don't know that you can do that. Looks like they're having some sort of an issue naming their creature type. I wonder if they disconnected. So I can't imagine that they're deliberating this long over what creature type they're naming in their Merfolk deck. Okay, they named Merfolk, and rightfully so. 2 mana, Tide Shaper, sure. They're gonna hit my Twilight Mirror, I would imagine. Cool. And we'll yield through the turn. So we're gonna draw a bunch of cards this turn, assuming they don't have a Force of Negation. We'll play out our Peatland. I'm gonna cast my Might. I'm gonna lead with an attack with my Yawgmoth. Oh, I guess I should have played out the other Hierarch first. That was a mistake. So we'll see if 1 point of damage makes a difference this game. Sacrifice here. Yawg. We're gonna wait to play out this other Hierarch. No, so that was right, because I do want to see if I can get another Yawgmoth in play. I think I'm gonna dump the Hierarch here. Dryad Arbor is fine. Okay, we drew a whole lot of nothing. Play out our Hierarch, and we'll pass the turn from here. There is a Dismember in their hand, so I'm going to be drawing at least a couple of cards if that's their turn here. A Boro, and they do nothing. They have 6 cards in hand. Play out a Yawgmoth, and I'm just going to let them make the move. I'm not going to do anything here. I think they're supposed to do this in response to the second Yawgmoth. This is going to get dismembered, or at least I'm anticipating it does. Alright, so there's a Chord. We'll Chord for 2, get our Blood Artist, and we'll see if this is game here. And they scoop. We got there. Alright, good. 2-0. We were the last match there. Alright, what is up? We are back, round 3, Modern Challenge. We are winning die rolls today. We are playing against Diatomic. We're 2-0. Let's go. Opponent has revealed a Gigantha, and our opening 7, we are light on mana. I think we have to mulligan this one. 6 card hand is a keep, and we're gonna get rid of an Evo, I think. See what is up. Play out our Verdant Catacombs, and we're gonna play out our Hierarch off of our basic forest. Pass turn. So they have Ledger Shredder as their avatar, and a Gigantha. I'm guessing they're on Breach. That's what I'm putting them on right off the bat. They go Arid Mesa, another Bobble. Bobbles galore. They fetch. They get a basic mountain. I wonder if this is Prowess. Oh, okay. They're doing that. So they play out a Galvanic Blast. I'm going to play out my Verdant and play a Yawgmoth, and then pass the turn from here. So they're playing the 8 Blast deck, which I think we're well suited to deal with. I think our sideboard is built pretty well for them. To play that thing, we take a damage, sure. And they play a Dragon's Rage, which we will be able to deal with. I'm gonna fetch. We're going to tapped and pass to our turn. We have 4 cards in hand. Court of Calling, not a bad drawing. We're just gonna play out our swamp and then pass the turn. So they might put me on like a Chord during their turn. I don't think they're gonna put me on Endurance. Most people don't. Sure. Spellbomb. Shrapnel Blast goes to the graveyard. Let's see if they attack here. No attacks. Turn off auto yields. They play out a Ragavan, sure. Alright, we're gonna flash in our Endurance here. We're gonna shuffle all their stuff. Untap. Beseiju isn't bad. So I think the line here is to play out the Beseiju Chord on their turn and then Evo on the following turn. So we're just gonna buy ourselves some time here. They're stuck on 2 land. So they're a little light on mana here. Let's see what they reveal. They dump another Shrapnel Blast. They reveal an Urza Saga. Okay. Okay, we're gonna Chord. I think we're gonna Chord for 2. Unfortunately, I would love to get Hapatra, but I think that's out of the question. So we're gonna get our Geist instead. They have 3 cards in hand. Oh, we just naturally draw into Yawgmoth. What do you know? Cool. And I think we're just going to pass the turn from here. Depending on, like, if they have a Galvanic Blast, we'll wait for them to use it. Lightning Bolt. They're targeting my Yawgmoth. Okay. We're going to dump Dragon's Rage to start with. Shrapnel Blast my Yawgmoth. Sure. We will have another one next turn. Yawgmoth is back. Dragon's Rage is dead. Draw into our Dried Arbor. We have 3 card types in the graveyard. Bolt fizzles. They're tapped out. Bloodstained Mire. We'll see if they Spellbomb our Yawgmoth here, which I think we're okay with. Like, they're pretty resource light at this point. And they do Spellbomb the Yawgmoth. I don't think they have any good attacks. Alright, Cord is a good draw. Play out our Dryad Arbor. Evo our Geist. And we're going to get a Hepatra here. Well, we're going to get a Yawgmoth. And then we're going to get a Hepatra. And they scoop. Okay. Yeah, pretty straightforward there. Alright, sideboarding. We're going to bring in a little bit of life gain. Some ways to interact with their board state. Don't think Go for the Throat's very good. Ooze might be okay. Endurance is probably pretty good. Grist does not seem good. We're going to shave down on Grists. Pretty heavy here. I think we're going to shave a Cord as well. We want our early blockers. Our birds seem kind of bad. Those are going to get bolted early and often. Maybe we shave a second Cord. And a Geist. Like, they're going to have ways to deal with our graveyard, so Geist probably isn't the best. I don't know if we want all 3 Force of Vigors or just 2. It's unclear to me. Maybe just 2 and keep the 4th Geist in. Let's try that. Alright, I like this hand. We will keep. Our opponent keeps their 7 as well. They lead on a Bobble, which means they don't have a Dragon's Rage, which is good. That's good. Land drop, Ragavan. We have the answer. We have the Ragavan Stopper in our hand. That was a pretty good draw too. Alright, play out our Yawgmoth and pass the turn. Ragavan has been stopped. They go Dragon's Rage, land drop, sure. Pithing Needle, sure. We're gonna dump their... I wonder if we do or we don't. I'll bump them up to 3 card types if we put this Dragon's Rage, if we put the Saga into the graveyard, but it will cut them off of a land, so it will hurt their development. I think I will. I think I'll put them into the graveyard. No attacks here. We'll dump both of those, and I'm going to get rid of the Geist here. Alright, so there's our Yawg. I'm going to fetch Shock here, and we'll play our Innkeeper. Working our way up to 4 mana. We'll just pass turn from here. They have 1 mana in play. A Synthesizer. We'll see if they have another mana. If they don't, I think we'll be in good shape. Keep a card on top. I imagine that's probably... Okay, land into Spellbomb, which we're cool with. Yeah, sure. 3 card types, still 3 card types. Alright. We'll pretty much be able to wipe their board on their turn. Endurance was a good draw. Alright, so we're going to lead Evo the Innkeeper, get our Yawgmoth, dump the Dragon's Rage, hopefully draw into a land. I would love a land. We're going to dump this, get rid of their card types in their graveyard. Okay, we drew a land, so that's what I wanted. And we are really far ahead at this point. We'll pass turn. They have 2 cards in hand. So they will be able to Spellbomb the Yawgmoth, but I don't think we care about that too much. Oh, they might target us with it. They don't. Another Synthesizer. I think they're looking for a land drop here, and they don't hit it. They might as well just scoop, and they do. Alright, 3-0. Match 4 of our Modern Challenge. We are currently 3-0 playing against eSportStein. We are going to be on the draw for the first time this challenge. Let's see how it goes. They're on the play, they keep their 7. Our opening 7 is very acceptable. We're going to keep this. Let's see what they're doing. Lead on a Black Leaves Cliffs. Alright, we're getting scammed. Getting scammed. We'll see how this one goes. I imagine they probably take the Grist to start with, then the Evo, and leave us with a bunch of Dorks. And they exiled a Croxa from their hand. They're thinking they take the Evo, and Grief is coming back. Okay, so they're going to take the Grist here based on the fact they took the Evo. And we're hoping they don't have a, what's the card called? Fury. Fury will pretty handily beat us, so gotta dodge that one. We're gonna lead on a bird and pass the turn. We don't really have the luxury of playing around Fury this game, so kind of just gonna jam our stuff and hope it's good enough. If this is a Voidwalker, that would be very unfortunate. Okay, they dash a Ragavan. They're gonna get an extra mana off that, but we'll deal with that next turn. Pretty good start. That's tough to deal with. They get a Patra. I'm okay not having that. That doesn't change too much. Our turn. Another bird. Got birds galore here. Play out our Geist, and we're gonna fetch. I think I'm just gonna fetch a basic here. I just need to preserve my life total. I think they know about double bird. We'll play out the second bird here and pass the turn. So we need to dodge a Fury big time. So our hand has pretty much played itself up to this point. There haven't been any points to make any decisions in this game, which is one of the things I strongly dislike about this matchup. There's not really a lot of play to it. It's just like, from my end at least, either they have it or they don't. Either I win or I lose. So it doesn't make for interactive, fun gameplay. Alright, they have a Sacred Foundry, and they did not play out the Ragavan, which is interesting. Us drawing into a Tomb isn't great. We're going to play that out. And once again, if they have a Fury, we just lose. Like at this point, I don't know how much it matters. I mean, we're just playing everything out. It's whatever. You have a Fury, you have a Fury, you got me. You know? You got me, you got me. And we might be at a point, we're close to the point where we're going to be chump blocking this Grief. I think we might. Let's see if they have Fury here. Alright, they fetch, they have a Fury. We're dead. We gone. Not much we can do about this one. Sure. Fury, you got me. I guess I get rid of my Dorks here. Swing for 4, put me down to 5. And then like my out at this point is, I guess I can draw into a Grist as an out. I mean, we survive. We survive here, but we're not getting ahead. That's for sure. Dreadbore. Okay, that does it. We lose. Good game. Dreadbore. I didn't know they played Dreadbore. That's an unusual one. All right, we're down a game. Not much we could have done there. Double Veil of Summer. Double Thoughtseize. I'm going to bring in Shieldred. Shaving Chords, we're shaving Evos, we're shaving down on birds. And I'm going to go down to, I think maybe we want a Geist. I wonder if I just shave all of my birds. I think that's fine. I like having 4 walls in this matchup. I think that's pretty good. Not a good matchup though, I don't think. So we'll see if we get handed our first loss here. I'm hoping we don't. I mean, we're on the play at least this game, so that's good. Let's see how this opener looks. Literally all 4 Yawgmoths in our opener hand. Yeah, we can't keep that. We're going to mulligan. This hand is fine. It's not particularly exciting. They mulliganed as well, but we're going to keep this. And I think we'll get rid of the Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, I think we get rid of the Tomb. They mulligan to 5. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. They can still go like on a 5-card hand, turn 1, Grief, blah blah blah. They're thinking. Okay, they keep a 5-card hand. We're gonna use our Foothills to kick things off, fetch for a basic, play out our youngest of wolves, the Ragavan Stopper, and pass the turn. See what they have here. No 1-drop. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. I like that. Turn 2, we draw a Hierarch. My turn 2, I'm going to play out a Geist. And I think I'm just going to attack with the Geist. I'm going to leave the Wolf back just in case they have a Ragavan. It's a little bit on the cautious side, but I just don't want to get run over by a Ragavan. And just like feed into their game plan. Second Cliffs. 5 cards. It kind of feels like a Fury. Feels like they're evoking a Fury. They are not. Okay, they have a Dothy. This one we're going to deal with as well. Alright, so we're going to swing. I just don't want to get Furied. That's the scary thing. Like, Dothy into Fury is just so bad for us. I think I'm going to fetch another basic here. We're going to lead by attacking for 1, I think. Once again, I'm playing around a Ragavan. I don't know if this is the right line or not. This is like a very, very cautious approach, but I don't want to risk my grist dying here at the hands of a Ragavan. Alright, Tomb, not a good draw. Alright, so if they have a Fury, we're going to be in pretty big trouble. There goes our Blood Artist. I think we're priced into playing out these Hierarchs. Alright, we're all in. What you got? Fury wipes our board. Dalty's going to take care of our grist here. And if our board state looks anything like this on our turn, you know, obviously Yawgmoth's our best draw. If it does not, maybe a Sheoldred would be our best draw. Alright, there it is. I think we're going to be 3-1, everybody. I don't think there was much we could do about this one. Alright, I'm going to scoop it up. I don't need to see this. Alright, they got us. Peatland, another Hierarch. Alright, we're 3-1. That was quick. Alright, we are 3-1 in the Modern Challenge. We are playing our 5th match against our good friend DemonicTutors. Our opening 7 is acceptable. We're going to keep, and hopefully we don't lose. He molds to 5 cards. Leads on a Verdant fetch. We'll see what happens here. I think our hand is pretty strong. He's got a bird. I mean, ultimately it comes down to who's got Yawg first, I think, in most instances, so we'll see if we get there first. Lead on our Yawgmoth and pass the turn. So if he has a turn 2 grist, that would be somewhat problematic. Okay, Wolf hits the board, pass the turn. Let's see what DT has for his turn. Alright, hits his land drop, 3 cards in hand. Uno, dos, Wall of Roots. Okay. Looks like we have pretty similar openers here into an Ignoble, and I wonder if the last card is a Yawgmoth here. Hits the beats with the birds and passes the turn. Okay, so we do have a birds on our turn, which is nice. Play on our wall. And if he doesn't have a Yawg on his turn, we'll pretty much have the win from there. We'll be able to chord for another Wolf on his turn, potentially. And then things can get a little out of hand. So we'll see if we get the chance to do that. We'll see if he has a Yawg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he has a chord, he's going to be 1 mana short of using it for a Yawgmoth. If he has he can hardcast a Yawg. He can also have an Evo for a Yawg, so we'll see. 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, Yawgmoth. Okay. Yawg is on the field. So beat us to the punch here. And from here, I think I'm going to chord and get another Young Wolf. Alright, and if he hits another 1-drop, he'll be able to take us off of what we're trying to do. Because he'll be able to kill our Wall of Roots. We'll see if he does that. I do not enjoy the mirror match. Not my favorite thing in the world. Alright, dumping down our wall here. See if he hits a 1-drop. Alright, there's another land. I guess he could have a 2-drop as well. Alright, his board is pretty neutered at this point, so if he does not, he doesn't. Okay. I think he's in a little bit of trouble now. Alright, so we could do the Wall of Roots trick if this was not Moto, but because it is, we cannot do that. So for that reason, we will be doing this. And we will get our own Yawg. And let's start churning some value here. Alright, doesn't seem like he has an endurance. We're just going to gain a little bit of life, or draw a few cards here. Alright, there's our Innkeeper. I don't really want our Dryad Arbor and a Grist. I think we'll go up to 7 here. Then we'll pass the turn from this point. Alright, got another Yawg, which is good. So full grip. He doesn't have a 1-drop or a 2-drop where he would have used Yawg to get there. So on our turn, the move is probably going to be Wall of Roots. I wonder if we can Wall of Roots, Innkeeper, and Grist. We'll see. We'll see. We're at 14 life. He's doing some thinking. And he scoops. Okay, we're up a game. Game 2. We're going to bring in Endurance, a Necro, a Shieldred, an Ooze, and maybe Veil of Summers here. We are going to shave a Wolf, I think 2 Walls, a Geist. Let me see here. I think I'm going to bring in 1 Veil and maybe a Grist. I think we're going to shave 1 Grist, and we'll go with this configuration. See how this goes. Game 2. Got a little lucky there. He mulled pretty deep. So he did have a turn 3 Yawg, but he didn't have anything else to support it. So kind of had to empty his whole board state to get there. All right, game 2. Our hand is good as long as he doesn't have a turn 3 Yawgmoth. So we'll see. Can I count on that? No, but I think we have to keep it. Okay, he leads Blooming Marsh into Hierarch, and we're going to follow his lead. Right, Grist, not a bad draw. 2 can play that game. Turn 2, there's a Grist, sure. Alright, our turn 2. I think we're going to lead Geist, and we're going to attack into Grist here. Play out another Hierarch as well. Alright, attack Grist. So he is priced into blocking with this insect token here. That was a pretty good draw for us as well. So from here we do have to dodge a Yawg. We'll see if he has it. There's the plus. Necro. Okay. Alright, I think we can, we can definitely still win. We are not out of it just yet. And I think if he had a Yawg, he would have cast it there, so attack for 1, sure. Deal. Okay, our turn we draw a Patron, not terrible. I think we're gonna swing at the Grist. No, I think we're gonna swing face. And we're gonna minus kill his Grist. And then play out a Wolf. He's protecting his life total here. Grist in play. We'll minus kill his Grist and play out a Wolf and pass the turn. Alright, we do need to draw another land at some point as well, so that's going to be important. I messed up there. I should have, that was a mistake. I should have played out the Wolf and minus the Wolf. That was dumb. That was a big mistake. Dumb. So we got 2 of these guys, and we're going to be, we will be blocking here. Protect our Grist. Okay, from here, plus my Grist, and I wonder if I think I Hapatra Evo into a Shieldred. Or I can wait 1 more turn on the Evo. I could also get an Ooze, which would be pretty good. Ooze would not be a bad card to get. I'm going to swing for 4. See what he does, then we'll go from there. He's doing some thinking. Alright, no blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so if he has a Court, he's 1 mana off of a Yawgmoth. And for that reason, I think I'm going to shock here. Play out Hapatra. So if he can kill my Hapatra, or if he can kill... No, that was a mistake. I think we play out Young Wolf. We took 2 damage for nothing. Okay. Yeah, so the reason it left my grist really open if I evo for a Shieldred right there, so that's why I didn't do that. I think he knows about this evo. See what he does from here. Attack grist, sure. So we'll be blocking with our insect here. Not sure what he's thinking about. Okay, we'll move to blocks. Block the Geist here. He's kind of representing an Endurance right now. 3 cards in hand. Yawgmoth, sure. And we'll yield. Moving to our turn. Forest, not a great draw. So I can evo my wolf, get a Scavenging Ooze, swing with Hapatra. I feel like that might be the move. Okay, I think I'm gonna lead with a Hapatra attack and then go from there. Or maybe not, maybe a wolf attack. Okay, there's a block, reasonable. Preserving his life total. And we're gonna plus our grist here. From a sequencing standpoint, I did that wrong. I'm supposed to do this first, evo, and then go from there. So I think we get the Shieldred. And we'll yield through the turn. Okay, thought about that. Was anticipating that. He's got 1 card in hand. We'll see if it's an evo. Or see if it's a Court of Calling here. Shieldred will hit him for 2. And for him to combo, he's going to have to get through this Shieldred. So we'll see. 3, 6. Our best draws from here are like Court of Calling, evo. Anything that finds us our ooze at this point, I think, is our best draw. Besage you, sure. So from here, I think I'm going to spend 1 more turn plussing grist. I think I'm okay attacking with this wolf as well. It's a little aggressive. I think he double blocks here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we get rid of the endurance here. I'm fine with that trade. And then I'm gonna pass turn. Alright, another endurance. He's hellbent. See if he shuffles mine. He does. Okay. Yield through the turn. Takes 2 down to 12. He's got 1 card in hand. Dryad Arbor. Nice. Okay, now we're in a pretty good position. So we'll gain 2, back up to 21. Be a 6, 7, 2, 8. Okay, here we're gonna lead. We're gonna kill the endurance. We're gonna swing for 3 with an insect, and we'll play out our fetch land. Okay, we're fine with that trade. Go to foothills, pass the turn. So his life total is getting dangerously low here. All right, messenger, sure. It's fine by me. See what they do here. We're gonna fetch, get our Dryad Arbor, move to untap. So we're back up to 20. We're gonna swing with a 4/4 Yawgmoth. He really needs to draw grist at this point, and he just scoops. All right, that was it. We're 4-1, I think. All right, we are back. We are on the play. We will take that. Opening 7 is acceptable. We are, I think, 4-1 right now. This is match 6. See how this one goes. We are playing against Vidar. Sounds like a Key and Peele name. All right, we'll lead on our basic forest and play out our Yawgmoth. Know how it goes. So we have a turn 3 grist with this hand, and hopefully a turn 4 Yawgmoth. So we're not doing anything fast. Inspiring Vantage, so we're thinking burn, for which I think this hand is okay. All right, Goblin Guide, sure. All right, so chump blockers early and often. Let's see if we can pull a land off the top. That would be nice. Yield. We got a land, all right, and a good one. And we'll block here. We will take take that opportunity. Our best draw from here, I think, is probably a Wall of Roots. So we'll see if we can get that. Not a Wall of Roots. That is not what we wanted. I think we're just going to play out the Marsh and pass the turn. The hope from here is that they spend their turn casting an Eidolon, and we can Beseiju it. So we'll see if that's what they do. They have 7 cards in hand. We do have Sheoldred in our sideboard, which is going to be very, very nice in our post-board games here. See how they spend their turn. They played out a Scalding Tarn. Depending on what they do, I might Court of Calling for a Dryad Arbor. They're doing some thinking. Alright, fetching. Basic Mountain. I like those mountains. I'm on board with that. I support that choice of mountain. Swift Spear, sure. Another one? Lava Spike, sure. We are at 17. So we'll have a Yawg in play next turn. Drew another land. Getting all this value. We will block the guide. We'll take 2. And we're going to Chord. Dryad Arbor in play. Alright. Let's go. Yawgmoth. We're going to take a point of damage casting it here. Which kind of stinks, but it does shut down their Swift Spear from here. So that is a good thing. And then if they want to invest a couple of spells in trying to kill it, I think we're okay with that. They have 5 cards in hand. On our next turn, the move might be to Evo into our Innkeeper, play out the Hierarch, and then go from there. Or I guess our Blood Artist is probably better, not our Innkeeper. If we drew into like a Yawgmoth, that would be ideal to be able to do that. Alright, they're thinking 2 mana. This is like an Eidolon. Okay, this is great for us. This is very good for us. I am fine with that one. Alright, we're going to lead with our Beseiju on the Eidolon. They will go up to the 3rd land. See if they play that tapped or untapped. Tapped. Okay. Play out our Swamp. I think we're going to Evo here. I wonder if we get Innkeeper or Blood Artist. Innkeeper potentially leads to a better turn. Blood Artist starts draining their life total a little bit. I think I like Innkeeper here. We're going to use that treasure here and now. We'll play out our Hierarch. Go up to 15. And then I think I'm just going to pass the turn from here. I don't think I'm going to do anything else. We got a couple of draws next turn with our Peatland. They have 5 cards in hand, 3 mana, 4 mana, so 4 cards in hand. We're not out of the woods yet. They definitely can kill us. This feels like a Lightning Helix or a Boros Charm. Helix at the Innkeeper. So we're going to stop the life gain off of this one. Drawing a lot of lands right now. They have 3 cards in hand. The fact that they pointed that at the Innkeeper, Innkeeper essentially gained us 4 life there, which is really nice. Alright, Chord is really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm just going to play out the Peatland. And I wonder if we just draw some cards right now and then get our Blood Artist next turn. Another land. Lands, lands, and more lands. Okay, I think we'll just pass from here. They fetch. Basic. 1, 2. Boros Charm pointed at me. So I could get the Blood Artist here and gain 2 life. I'll lose 1, so 10. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Get the Blood Artist. We'll save targets here. We got ourselves a Grist here. Okay. They have 3 cards in hand. Swift Spear, sure. Lightning Bolt, targeting Blood Artist. Pumps the Swift Spear. Do we just go up to 11? No, I think we'll take the 1 here. They have 1 card in hand. I think we draw a card. Alright, they have a Skull Crack. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, we're in the danger zone now. We're down to 4. Alright, maybe I didn't play that optimally. We are drawing a lot of lands here. Yawgmoth is fine. Alright, we have to dodge a Boros Charm. I don't think I played this game as well as I could have. We're pretty close to killing them at this point. We need to dodge a spell or two here. For life. Do they attack? Please attack. They didn't attack. Okay, another land, not what we want. Start by drawing a card. Geist is pretty good. So I'm not in a position, I can't fetch, so I can minus the Grist, kill the Swift Spear, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Alright, we'll attack with those. See what they do here. They block. Sure. They're down to 10. Go plus. Tapped. Alright, they're dead next turn. Can we dodge? They didn't burn us end step, so that to me says we're probably okay. This is a redraw. If they draw a Boros Charm, we'll die. Yield. Alright, Chord of Calling. Alright, feels like they're F6'd here. Alright, we're up a game. Let's go. Up a game. Game 2. I don't know if Go for the Throat is actually good. We're definitely bringing in our Shieldred. Gonna bring in our Endurances and our Haywire Might. We're gonna shave on Grists, a Yawg, some number of chords. I don't think we're gonna play the Go for the Throat. And we'll do it like this. Just curve out early. That's the game plan. Playing against Burn. It's weird to me that people are still playing Burn when it feels like Prowess is clearly the better deck. But maybe it's a budget consideration. But that was close. That was close. We had to fade a draw or two. I think going for the Blood Artist that one turn was a mistake. I think that was that punished us a little bit. Alright, game 2. Love this hand. I'm on board with this. As long as they don't have an Eidolon, we are good with this hand. So, dodge an Eidolon, fingers crossed. We're at 17. Birds of Paradise. Yeah, I think I'm going to lead on a bird. I think we're going to do that. And now if they do have an Eidolon, if they have like a Searing Blaze, that would suck, but let's see what they have here. Alright, Searing Blaze, that's I think better than Eidolon though. They have 4 cards in hand. Peatland, so that's not bad. We're going to go Wolf and Hierarch. Maybe the move there was a Geist. Maybe that was a better play. So then we could go 2 cards on our next turn. Now, well, I guess next turn we can go Geist, which is fine. They're adding a green mana and playing a Rolling Vortex. So we are off life gain. We're down to 11. Alright, we gotta start dealing them some damage. Endurance. Okay, we got a pretty fast clock here. They have 2 cards in hand. Hitting for 4. So we have to fade like 1 turn of burn spells. And if we can do that, I think we should be able to win. Like if they draw like an extra land on one of their turns. They're thinking. Alright, Swift Spear. We're good with this. This is kind of what we needed to have happen. No attacks. Good. Okay, we're going down to 9. They're going to be able to draw a card off the Canyon, but they might be a little tight on mana at that point. Alright, we're swinging with the team. Bringing the beats, as they say, in the business. Beats coming at you. On their turn, we're going to flash an Endurance, and we're going to sacrifice the Peatland. They're thinking. Okay, and they block. Sure. Are we trading? Doesn't feel like we're trading. If they do something like Bolt the Hierarch, that would be really good for me. In an effort to get a little extra damage through with the Swift Spear. They're thinking. I wonder if they have like a path to exile. They're trying to figure out which creature they path. If they path the Hierarch or they path one of my Geists. Maybe they're counting on me not having another creature. I think that's probably what they're thinking about right now. That's my guess. A path to exile in hand. So they'll kill my Geist. Okay, no path to exile. We're down to 6. Alright, let's see what they got. I think this is going to be, it's going to come down to the wire here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 damage on board. So if they swing with this Swift Spear, we will pretty much have lethal on the crackback. So we'll see if they do this. No attack. Play this guy out. We are not going to shuffle anything. I have to imagine I'm dead on their next turn. Okay. We're going to sacrifice this Peatland and draw a card. Tomb, not what we were looking for. We're down to 5. Scary, scary. Land doesn't do anything for us. We're going to attack with everybody. So they block one of the 3 power creatures. They take 5, 6. Is this a Boros Charm? If it is, we're just dead. This is a Helix. Alright, yeah, we're just dead. We're down to 1. 3, 6. They're down to 4. Alright. On to the next one. Lots of endurances. Okay. Game 3. I think we submit the same 60 cards. Let's go. We're on the play this game, which I think is better. They had a very spell-heavy hand, which is always harder for us to beat. Alright. I like this hand. We're good. We're keeping it. They kept a 7-card hand as well. We're going to play out our Hierarch and pass the turn. We do need to find a way to gain life at some point, so it's going to be critical to us winning this game. Alright, Goblin Guide. I will be chump blocking that. Okay, we have a Geist on top. Yeah, I'm going to block. Preserve the life total. Geist. Green, green. Play it out. They knew about it. We're good with that. And pass the turn. I think a lot of burn players board out their Goblin Guides in this matchup. See if they're attacking here. We have an Endurance on top. Take that block. Interesting that they offered up that trade. So Idle on Searing Blaze. Okay. We're okay with that. 17. We're going to play our Endurance this turn. And then next turn we'll play our Geist and hopefully our Hapatra as well. And start pressuring their life total a little bit. 6 cards in hand. 5 cards in hand. Rift Bolt, sure. So to me this says they have a lot of burn in hand. Play out our Endurance, and we are not going to shuffle anything. So they're representing like Skullcrack right now. Alright, Geist is fine. I'm gonna lead on my Hierarch. And I'm gonna swing for 3. Or 4. Put them down to 16 here. And then I'm gonna play out my Hapatra, I think. The reason I'm doing this is it will speed up my clock, so I want to see if we can just get them dead. 3, 5. You have 9 damage in hand right now. 2. The Helix us. Rift Bolt. Alright, this is going to be a close one. I really hope you don't lose to burn. I hate losing to burn. They're up to 4 cards in hand. Alright, they play another land. They have quite a few redraws here. Alright, and they're just passing the turn. 3, 5, 7, 9. So we got them on a 2-turn clock here. If we get the chance, we shall see. Grist. Grist doesn't matter. Geist. Geist. This Yawgmoth has been really, really nice. See if they point something at one of my creatures. 3, 5, 7, 9. Damage. Alright. Alright, so we have lethal on board for next turn, so they gotta kill us. Or get a blocker in the way, but we have an answer to a blocker here with our Grist. Let's see if we do it. 11 life. Alright, we're down to 7. I think this is gonna be close. We're down to 4. Yeesh. We're down to 1. Alright, that's a lot of burn. Alright, we need to dodge. Dodge a burn spell. They're gonna draw a card, I think. Alright, we dodged 1. Do we get lucky? Creature? Play a creature. I think we got lucky. For now. They're gonna get to draw another card. They're down to 6. Fingers crossed. Do we dodge? Alright. Fingers crossed. No 1-mana burn spell. Alright, we got there. We got there. Oof. That was close. Alright, we'll yield through the turn. And we will block. the Goblin Guide. Play out our Grist, plus Grist, begin combat, move to attackers, attack with everybody. And we got there. Alright, we got lucky. We got very, very lucky. Ooh, oh, he's so close. 1 life. That was what we were at. If we didn't have this Yawgmoth, I don't think we would have won. Not because it dealt us damage, but because it let us curve out. So we got there. Alright, 5-1. 1 more to go. Alright, we are back. This is round 7 of the Modern Challenge. Currently 5-1. Just making sure I updated my record there. We are on the draw against Grinja. And we have a keepable 7, so we're going to keep it. As makes sense, right? If it's keepable, that's what you do. If it's not, sometimes you still do. Alright, they mulligan to 6. Let's see what they're running here. See what they're doing. Wooded Foothills. And they pass the turn. Alright, I don't know what that means as of yet. And for that reason, I'm going to play out my Birds of Paradise and pass the turn. And I'm anticipating this getting bolted. We'll see if it actually does or not. They're going to fetch. They also might have a Wren in 6. They get a Triumph. Okay. I guess this could be creativity. This could be the domain deck. So we'll see. We'll see what we're up against here. We have Boseiju, which is actually really good against them. We're actually like pretty close to our combo as well, as long as we can get a Yawg into play. We'll swing for 2, and we'll pass the turn. They have 4 cards in hand. I don't really want to ramp them with the Boseiju on the binding, or the Boseiju on the binding. But if we need to do that, we will. All right, they play out a Temple Garden untapped. I'm a little confused by that. I don't know what they're representing with that. I wonder if they have like another binding. I don't think they have flash threats. Do they have endurance maybe? They could have endurance. I wonder if this is like a not a domain deck, but a like elementals list. I'm gonna err on the side of caution. I don't know why they shocked there. I'm a little confused. Huh. Alright, I'm just gonna... They perplexed me, they got me. We got the 2 damage regardless because they shocked, but alright. Play out our Yawgmoth as well, and then we'll pass the turn back. And we have the win next turn if they can't interact with this, so... 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. They're rhinoing. I gotcha. This is unfortunate that this is our winning in here. Hopefully they can't deal with our board state. We'll see. We'll see what they have. That makes more sense. I'm not used to seeing binding out of Rhinos, so... Alright, they're bringing the beats. They play a land, and we have to dodge a Force of Negation. And if we can do that, we should be okay. I'm going to play out this bird, and I'm going to pass the turn. Let's see what they do here. They untap. Alright, they attack for 8. Sure, we're going to go down to 4. It's a little rough. Alright, I'm going to go down to 3 here. And now is as good a time as any. See what they have. Do you have a Force of Negation? If they just have something like a binding, we can get around that. If they do have like a Fire Ice, that would be problematic. Alright, so we get ourselves a Yawg. Let's see what happens from here. Alright, we have a peatland. I'm going to start by cracking the peatland. I don't think we have any double black in our deck, so... Alright, Catacombs. So from here, I'm going to add a black, and the reason I'm adding black is for Proliferate. See what they do here. Kind of tiptoeing around here, trying to deal with what they're doing. Alright, that's a really good draw. That is a really, really good draw. So that gives us some flexibility to do some things now. Alright, so we're going to minus the Rhino, and we'll see what they do from here. they have something like another binding, we can deal with it. We can answer a lot of what they could potentially do, so I think we're pretty good. They're thinking. I just need to make sure I don't click through anything. I don't get complacent. I'm paying attention to every single time through here. Auto-war. Okay, so from here, get ourselves another Yawgmoth, and they scoop. All right, we got there. We're up a game. All right, against Rhinos. Against Rhinos with binding. How do we approach this matchup? Crime Punishment, Might, Thoughtseize, Necromentia. I don't know if I love Force of Vigor. Go for the Throat buys us a little time. It doesn't feel great though, but I think we bring it in like this. Boarding out, we're definitely getting rid of an Endurance. We're getting rid of at least a few birds. Yawgmoth is pretty bad. Yawgmoth is probably better than Geist. I think we're going to shave 2 Geists. Patra's good. Thoughtseize Might. Grist is very medium as well. Cord is kind of medium. I think we're going to shave on Cords, and I think I'll bring back in another Geist. Just wonder, maybe on the draw or on the play we bring in an answer to Leyline Binding, but I don't think we do on the draw. All right, this is a tough one. We were on the draw that game, so that was impressive that we walked away with the win there. This hand's a little bit slow. They mulligan to 6. I think we're going to keep this. All right, they keep their 6-card hand. We'll see what they do here. Land tapped, sure. 1 drop. All right, we got a 1 drop. Nice. Play out my Forest. Play out my Might. The Mighty Might. Let's go. The mightiest of mights. Turn 2. Land, pass. They have 5 cards in hand. Hopefully we're not getting Fire Iced here. I'm going to play out my Yawgmoth to preserve my life total into Wall of Roots. And I think we're going to attack for 1. Get the beats. Next turn, depending on what they do, you can go like Wall of Roots into Blood Artist, or got a couple options. We'll see. Evo into a Yawg, Evo into a Shieldred. Oh, they don't have another land. Oof, that is really good for us. Really, really good for us. We needed that. And Thoughtseize is actually really good too. All right, so we're gonna lead fetch land. We're gonna attack for 1, and then we're gonna Thoughtseize. And then we might Evo into a Shieldred depending on what we see. See what they're working with here. All right, Force of Negation, Fury, Leyline Binding we can deal with, Subtlety, Shardless Agent. So they are very close to a lot of Rhinos. I think we get rid of the Force Negation and get ourselves a Shieldred. And we pass the turn from there. So if they binding this, that's fine. We'll be able to dump the binding with the Might. Well, actually, no, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Because they have the Fury, they can get rid of the Might. We'll see if they do that. They hit a land too. Oof. Oh, I fucked up. I messed up. That was bad. Fury. Yep. What did they discard? The Violent Outburst? Okay. Sure. So you know about the binding. So we know their hand at this point. Alright. Shardless. They have 2 Rhinos. So I think our best draw from here is a Viseiju, if we can find one. Let's see if we can. Alright, Verdant Catacombs, not terrible. We can at least block these Rhinos for a little bit. Play out our Blood Artist, and play out our Wall of Roots here. And we know about Subtlety in hand, so we just have to, gotta dodge for a turn or so. Alright, deck, gotta dodge. You can deal with 1 set of Rhinos. If they have multiples, we're in trouble. Sure, they swing with the team, block a Rhino, see what happens. Alright, they drew a land, so they have their Subtlety now. So they can Subtlety our Grist. I think that's probably what they're gonna do. Oh, we need to dodge that land. Alright, we're gonna play out the Grist here. They're gonna Subtlety it. I wonder if we just like don't do anything that turn. We're going to be taking 9 down to 4, down to 3, and then Yawg next turn. I mean, we can win next turn, but we need to find like Wolf. That is how we do it. I don't remember if I topped or I bottomed. Yeah, I messed up with that play in the early game. That was dumb. I jumped the gun. That might cost me. We'll see. We'll see. I'm down to 4. Alright, I'm down to 3. I would love to get the Dryad Arbor there, but I can't. Alright, there's one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see what they got. This ain't over yet. Still a chance. I think we minus on a Rhino. I should have thought that through a little bit more. Definitely should have thought that through. Hierarch is a 1-drop. Okay, what can we do here? I can block the agent, block the Rhino, block the other Rhino. Evo is not what we want to see here. Alright, we need to draw into a land. Do we still have an Endurance in the deck or no? Do we board them all out? Alright, we have one Endurance, so Endurance is also an out. That would be probably our best draw. Alright, minus on the Subtlety. Oh, if we could just get the Shieldred back. Oh, that would be clutch. That would be really, really clutch. I think that's our line. Try to get a green source and get Shieldred. Oh no. Oh no. We missed. Oh, I really wanted that. I wanted a green source. We were so close. Alright, we're dead. We're dead. I think I punted that one. We weren't getting anytime soon. Okay, game 3. Let's see. On the play, I don't think Force of Vigor. No, I don't think it's good enough. I don't. Oh, we were so close. So close. Alright, deck. I need you to do your thing. Alright, we have a turn 3 Necro. I think this is a keep. Alright, they keep a 7-card hand. Kinda want the Beseiju. I'm gonna lead on the Peatland into the Wolf, and then Verdant on turn 2 to get a tapped land. We need to dodge a Fire Ice on their turn 3. Or our turn 3, I should say. Alright, another Wolf. Wolf isn't bad. Wolf buys us some time here. We're down to 18. Alright. Alright, we need to dodge Fire Ice. And we need to dodge Force of Negation. Those 2 cards. Alright, they have their Triome. Tapped land? Tap land. Tap land. Tapped? Ugh. That's not good. Not good. Alright. Get our Overgrown Tomb tapped. Yeah, not being able to tempo here. Oh, okay, that's a good draw. That's a very good draw. Alright, I wasn't expecting this, but we'll see. We'll see if we get there. Crashing Footfalls. Force of Negation, do you have it? Alright, we got a shot. That's what you're saying. 1 out of hand. 3 out of the deck. Alright, their hand wasn't really like... Oh, I guess they had an Outburst. They have a Leyline Binding, a Fury. What is this card? Dead Gone. Endurance. Okay, so they got a very... They have a hand that can function without it. So basically they're like an Elementals deck now. Alright, let me screenshot this. Their library here. We will keep that on the side. Cards I need to look out for. Binding. Okay. I think we can beat this. They're going to get a zombie. And no attacks here. So I guess technically I should have done combat first. But what are you going to do? Do they have a green source? They have 1 green source. And they'll be able to get a second. Those are their 6 cards. They'll move to draw. So they Foothills, fetch. Maybe I should have left the Footfalls into their hand. Maybe I shouldn't have given them the 2/2. Alright, they're going to Fury now. Which I actually think we're okay with this. They get rid of the Outburst, sure. And now they're going to cast their Endurance. Okay. Yeah, we're under a bit of pressure here. And now they're going to have Binding up next turn. We can definitely lose this game. Alright, Swamp wasn't terrible. We do need to draw into something. So like if I play out Grist, they dead gone. They have 3 cards in hand. If I can draw into a white source, I can reanimate their Fury. I don't know how many birds I have left in the deck though. I have 1 left in the deck and our Innkeeper. Alright, we're gonna play that out. And then, so I can Crime for 0. I think here the move is to play out Yawgmoth first, and then go from there. They're gonna Binding on their turn. I do have an answer to this. And the hope is on the following turn I can Grist and Punishment. Might wouldn't be a terrible draw here. Oh, they just returned to my hand. Interesting. And they swing for 5. So we're going down to 8. I would really like a 1-drop right now. 2-drop. Okay, that works too. That works too. That is a very nice blocker. Okay, that is very, very helpful. There goes our other Beseiju. Wall of Roots was a good draw. Let me look at their deck here. They have 3 Fire Ice. Fire Ice would be pretty good right now. So I wonder if they Binding the Wall of Roots. They have 4 cards in hand. Our life total is a little low though. We do need to keep an eye on that. You can also Binding the Grist. Alright, they're just going for attacks, which is interesting. We're going to play around them having a 1 damage spell. We want our Wall of Roots to survive here. Wall of Roots is very, very important right now. At least for this turn. Alright, there's the Binding. We'll see if they take the Grist or the Wall. They take the Grist. Reasonable. And they have 3 cards in hand. Binding is gone. Alright, if we can draw a 1-drop, that would be great. Another Grist. And they have 3 cards in hand. Wonder if we Punishment and Grist going down to 6. But then our Endurance, we won't be able to cleanly block the Endurance. I think I like that though. Get rid of the zombie. Feels like they have a Force Negation. They're thinking about this. I would really, really like to get a way to gain some life into play here. They're really, really thinking about this one. If they force a negation here, I think I'm pretty okay with that. Play out our Grist. Grist number 2. Alright, we got some blockers. Notice the sequencing there. We Crime Punishment before we make the Insect token. Relevant. Very relevant. Alright, they play out lands. That's number 4. Something like a Subtlety could be a problem. We attack with the Endurance here. We're going to block with the Insect. Shardless Agent. Okay. That is very manageable. They have a 2/2. Thoughtseize does not do anything for us here. We'll make an Insect. They're representing a Leyline right now. And I think they probably have one. This feels like a Leyline. They don't have it. Okay. We're dodging. Dodging bullets here. They do have a lot of bricks in their deck. They have a lot of draws that are not good, so that's important to note. There's land 5, hopefully no Fury. There's a lot of cards we need to dodge. Alright, I think we're going to block here at this point. Crack and draw a card. Mire. We're going to minus here. We're down to 5. Alright, that is very good. Very, very good. They have 2 cards in hand. Ooh, are we going to get there? Patron in the graveyard. Play out a Yawgmoth. We're just going to hit the pause button for 1 moment more. So we have a Proliferate on our Yawg, discarding the Thoughtseize. We'll see what they do here. If they cast like another Endurance, that's actually going to be very good for us. We'll see if they do that. Fetch, tapped, okay. Their turn. Okay. Nothing. Discard the Thoughtseize. Proliferate up. Alright, Geist is really good. So we're at a point where we can combo as long as they can't interact with us. So they have a 1-2. We're at 5 life. I shouldn't have tapped the Mire. That was a mistake. That was dumb. So I can't proliferate here. I wonder if we can just kill them. They have 3 cards in hand. I think I'm just going to attack with the Geist here. Okay, they take the 2. We're going to plus the Grist again. And pass the turn. So I think they're looking for a Fury, but we kind of have that covered with our Court of Calling. So if they tap out for the Fury, we'll be able to pretty much just kill them from there. This is our ace in the hole, as they say. Okay, another Geist. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last turn. Feels like we're pulling ahead here. So Geist, I need to think this through. So if I minus the Grist, I have 4 creatures, put them down to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attacking with everybody is quite risky though. I don't think we need to do that. I think we just attack with our 2 Geists. And I need to keep Endurance on my radar as well. If they have if I try to minus the Grist, they can Endurance me. Okay, we'll make that trade. We're fine with that. Bring that back. See if they have another Endurance here. So they're thinking about it. I think they have an Endurance. Okay, there's an Endurance, sure. Don't really care too much about that. And then from here, I think we're gonna plus again. I think I'm gonna go down to 4. Wall of Roots, I'm actually going to hold the Wall of Roots here for proliferating purposes. And now if they can't answer our board, I think we just win. I think the move is actually to minus with the Young Wolf, because next turn we can minus with the Grist and then proliferate from there. I think that was a mistake. What a game. Crazy match. Crazy, crazy. Intricacies. Feel free to cast a Fury. Alright, we got our Blood Artist here. And I don't think they can answer that from this point. Blood Artist, and this should be GG. What a match. We got there. 6-1, 6-1, we're in the top 8. Good, good. Alright everybody, we are in the top 8 of the challenge for the 2nd week in a row. We won the die roll. We are playing against JuanmaAT, JuanmaAT, and we are on the play. Opening 7, a little slow, but I think it's a keep. I find with this deck, if you don't mulligan a lot, because your hands are decent, you usually win. If you do mulligan a lot, you don't win. Alright, they keep a 7-card hand. We're going to play on our Tomb tapped and pass the turn. See how this goes. Let's see what they're playing. There's no Gigantha on the other side, so they're not on Breach. Haven't seen Murktide yet today. I wonder if they're playing that. They do have a Dragon's Rage Channeler as their icon here. Oh no. Blackleaf Cliffs. Gotcha. We're getting scammed for the 2nd time today. We'll see. Not like this. Not like this. I wish them good luck before the match started. I wish I hadn't done that. Knowing that they are scamming people. They're no good, dirty scammer. I don't know if they're actually dirty, but when you get scammed, it feels like it. Undying Malice, blah, blah, blah. My win rate against scam is like pretty 50-50. So we lost earlier in this tournament to scam. So my hope is that we stay true to the stats and you know, can get this win here. I think our hand actually like lined up decent against a scam, turn 1 scam hand, because like we still have stuff we can do. We'll see if they have a turn 2 Dothy as well. And if they do, our life total is going to be getting pressured pretty quickly. Yeah, they do. That's pretty brutal. Like this start is just really, really hard to beat. So I don't know that we're going to be able to do that, but we'll try. We'll try. Play out our Boseiju. Play out our Ignoble, and we will pass the turn. So we have the cord up for 1, and then we can Yawg on our following turn. Hopefully they're out of gas. Hopefully their hand is garbage from this point forward. Not anticipating it, but that's my hope. So step 1 is getting rid of the Dothy. Step 2 is going to be dealing with the grief. See if our Ignoble survives here. We're taking the hit, going down to 9. So there's 2 ways we can go here. We can get ourselves another Ignoble to play around if they have a removal spell for this one. Or we can get ourselves a Yawgmoth. I'm not sure which I'm going to do. It depends what they do here. It's interesting that they took my 3-drop in the Grist and they didn't take the 2-drop. Or they took the 2-drop in the Geist. Like, taking the Grist to me feels like we're trying to play the long game. Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Alright, yeah, I suppose we let this happen. Gotta think they're probably taking the Yawgmoth. Okay, interesting. Okay. I don't know why they thought so long about that. If you had the grief, why are you... Sure. They have another scammer? They don't. Okay. Alright, we gain a life there. I'll take it. Alright, so we can still draw another Yawg. We can draw something like a Grist. We can draw something like a Swamp. Excellent. Swamp. That is exactly what I wanted. Alright, so here I'm debating, do I attack or do I not? I'll take a hit for 7. Yeah, I think we just attack. And then we'll pass the turn. Like, me double blocking here, there's no way I can win from that point, so I can't. It's not the line to take. So they can sacrifice their Dothy and get a Yawgmoth if they want to. I think they just attack, though. It's kind of their game plan. Sure, we're down to 3. The fact that Grief has Menace, like, it would be very manageable given, like, its interaction. Okay, cool, man. Pyromancer and Fury, sure. Sure. There's an Evo on top. So Evo would have, I don't know if that would have saved us, but would have done something. Alright, scamming, they're scamming us away. We're gonna bring in the same stuff we always bring in against scam. Cut some cords, cut some Evos, and cut some birds. And a Geist, I think. 2 Endurance, 1 Ooze, 2 Veil of Summer, 2 Thoughtseize, 1 Shieldred. Alright. Need to get lucky here. Okay, game 2. We are on the play once more. This opener doesn't do too much, but I think it's a keep. Let's see what they do here. They lead with a Leyline of the Void. I don't think we have an answer to that outside of our Haywire Might, or outside of our Besagers. And they kept a 7-card hand. Alright, play our Farce, pass the turn. We got nothing else. Suppose we could have Thoughtseized on turn 1, but I'd rather leave up Veil, I think. We'll Thoughtseize on turn 2. Hopefully strip a Voidwalker out of their hands. We'll see. Alright, there's the Voidwalker. The rest of the hand's pretty bad. Can't really do too much. Yeah, so we'll pass the turn. Grief, Pyromancer, Fable. This Leyline is going to be problematic. Alright, so they're leaving... I don't know why they played that on... oh, okay, they're leaving their Bolt up. Yeah, sure. Got it. Wall of Roots. Wall of Roots not terrible. Not terrible. I think we're just going to play Wall of Roots, and then we're just going to pass the turn. I'm not going to play into their Lightning Bolt. I'm going to save the Geist for when I can actually get some damage in. See if they miss their land drop. They do. This is good for us. Okay, and that's actually a pretty good draw. Alright, so we'll play our Peatland. There's a consideration to bait with the Dryad Arbor. Bait the Bolt. We'll wait on it for a turn. They have 7 cards in hand. And they're griefing us, discarding a Thoughtseize. Alright, we'll veil that. Powerful stuff. Alright, and then they're going to try to scam it back. So we're going to get a pretty nice exchange out of this. Draw a card here, another Wall of Roots. They do not get to look at our hand. Grief goes to the graveyard, and we'll play our Endurance out. Debating whether I take one or if I just... I think we'll minus the wall there because we drew another one. Alright, pretty good turn for us, pretty good. Now drawing into something that is... we need to draw into something good. Alright, so from here, 1-2 Wall of Roots, 1-2... we can play out our whole hand. And once again, I think I want to bait this bolt on something I don't care about. Because I think the Geist is better than some of the other stuff. Alright, so we'll attack for 3. Put them down to 15. And then we're going to play out our Wall and our Dryad Arbor. Wall. And I think they're probably going to bolt the Dryad Arbor here. I have to imagine. Nope. They do not view it as a threat. Still missing on land drops. We're going to yield to the end step, and then we're going to draw with the peat land here. They didn't take the bait. Thoughtseize, not bad. I don't hate Thoughtseize. I don't hate another Endurance either. We'll lead with attacks here. So we're going to go down to 11. We're pretty close to just being able to kill them next turn with Thoughtseize. Alright, Fable. Pyromancer. I think we take the Pyromancer and keep them off of putting the tokens into play because that buys them a lot of time. Alright, and then we're going to play out our Wolf here and we'll pass the turn. So I think they're in a position where they kind of need to bolt something now. Yes, there's the bolt. Okay, cool. 4 cards in hand. Fury. They discard a Kolaghan's Command. Sure. They're going to hit our Endurance, I would imagine. Sure. Alright, so we'll flash in our other Endurance here. And we're going to shuffle their graveyard. And then we'll attack them for 6 on our next turn here. We know their hand. We have perfect information. Lead Innkeeper into Geist, so we'll gain a life here. And we will attack. Alright. I don't know what they can draw at this point to save them. I guess they need like Fury into Fury. Alright, game 3. Let's go. I'm going to bring in the Might for game 3. And I think I'm going to cut maybe the Innkeeper. Innkeeper still gives me some value if it dies, even if it dies. Maybe the bird. Yeah, I think we'll cut a bird. All right, game 3. Let's see if we can get lucky. Are you feeling lucky? All right, I think this hand is acceptable, but you got to dodge the turn 1 scam. Turn 1 scammy boy. They mulligan to 6. We'll keep our 7. See if we can get them down to 5. 5 would be good. I've lost to 5-card hands against Scam before, though. Definitely lost when they've had very low resources. This hand is kind of weak to a Ragavan, if they have like a turn 1 Ragavan. Hopefully we can dodge that. Do have the Might, but that probably gets bolted. Best case scenario for us, we can get our wall down. All right, they keep a 6-card hand. Let's not get scammed here. Don't do it. Ugh. Ugh. They discard a Voidwalker. Okay. They always have it. And now this is a really tight clock. They take the Wall of Roots. Oh, this deck. I hate this deck. They have 2 cards in hand. So they're putting everything on this grief here. I think they take the Innkeeper. Take the Yawg. Interesting. Alright, turn 1 Ignoble. I think we're okay with that. Fetch for a forest, cast our Ignoble, and pass the turn. So they need like red source bolt in hand. Let's see if they have that. There's the red source. If they have like a turn 2 Dauthi, they already discarded Dauthi, but if they have a Dauthi as well, it's going to be really bad. They don't. Okay. So we're doing okay here. We're going to go Innkeeper. So we're going to have up our Veil of Summer. And we're going to play out our Might as well. So we got a way to gain life here. And now we have to dodge a Fury. Fury would be bad. Don't Fury me, bro. Alright, they're up to 3 land already. So they're pulling lands off the top, which I don't feel great about. Taking the hit for 4, we're going down to 12. And from here, I mean, we really want to hit like a Grist or something, or a Yawg. Alright, they're doing something. Our board state is very Blood Moon proof. Pyromancer, that's pretty good. So they'll refill their hand a little bit here. Discard a land. Alright. Hopefully they drew some bricks. That is not what we wanted. Ugh. Alright, I think we fetch for our Dryad Arbor here. I mean, we can like triple block the Grief. I don't know if that's a good move though. They drew a Voidwalker. That's brutal. Brutal, brutal. I wonder if we Veil in response to this. I'm gonna get my Dryad Arbor. If they have a Fury in hand, we're in deep trouble. Thoughtseize, not great. Alright, we really need a Yawg now. Down to 6. Suppose I can stay. No, I think we just need to take this, unfortunately. Alright, we're at 6 life. Let's see how this goes. If they have a Fury, we're just dead. Feels like a bolt. Like, we have a lot of very good draws here. That is not one of them. I think we're just gonna get bolted out of the game here. Yeah, especially if I Thoughtseize and they have a bolt. It doesn't really even matter. So I can gain life with the Haywire Might. I guess we gain a life off of that too, which is nice. Play that tapped, and we'll pass the turn. Well, I guess we don't gain life off the Might because it's getting exiled. So that takes that out of the equation. And now we're going to be forced to double block, double chump the Grief. They have 3 cards in hand. Is that the move? Get rid of the Grief, block here. Go down to 4. This is just such a blowout if they have any removal spell, and maybe we block here. Alright, we'll try it. Alright, success. We're down to 4. Not dead yet. See if they have something else. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Juan, why you gotta do me like this? Alright, we'll discard our Thoughtseize. We're fine with that. Do they have a scam spell for this thing? Alright, they do not. That's good. Alright, in it to win it. So you're saying there's a chance. We'll go up to 5. And they're going to bolt the Innkeeper. Okay, so we're going to go down to 1. I don't know why they did that. We go up to 5. They bolt me. They attack for 3. And they just kill me. They just gave me an extra turn. As long as they don't have another bolt in hand. That makes no sense. This is another Kroxa. Terminate. Cool. Okay, they got me. Good games. Good games. We lost. And that is the end of our challenge run for the day, unfortunately. 6-2, 2 losses were to scam. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Alright, so we got scammed. We got scammed for the second time today. In our 2 losses, in my defense, I don't think there was really too much we could have done differently. I don't think we really had lines to win those matches. It's just scammers gonna scam. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do, you know? Our opponent had, I think, turn 1 Grief every game. It might have even been that way for both of our scam matches, but yeah, they brutalized us, and there was no recourse on our end. The list felt great. I actually really liked the configuration today. I really liked the configuration yesterday as well, but I think running the 3 birds, I didn't really feel the impact of that. It wasn't too noticeable, and what I did notice is that I was seeing walls more often. Obviously, that makes sense, given that I'm playing 1 more than I normally do. But yeah, I like this configuration. I think I'm going to play it a little bit more and see how it goes. I still like the Patron in the main. I don't particularly think Drolfs is necessary right now. Sometimes Hepatra feels bad, but I feel like it's not as often as Drolfs. And then the sideboard, Crime Punishment was a superstar today. Definitely in a couple of matches, I think against Enchantress round 1, against Merfolk, whenever we played them, it definitely did its thing. Go for the Throat, we never saw. Shieldred, won us a game against against DT. Shout out DT. And yeah, the rest of the sideboard I think is pretty well rounded and pretty well built. The Necromentia got the Rhinos players, so we were able to sneak in the top 8, beating one of our worst matchups. So this is good. I would highly recommend it. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. I'm checking out. I've been up for I don't know how long, but it's I'm tired. I'm very tired. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. I don't know when I'm going to get to play a challenge next, so it was good that we finished on a high note this weekend, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Everybody, you know the deal. Be well. I'll see you next time.